Medieval villages formed the core of European society from the 5th to the 15th century. Most people lived in small, tightly knit communities where daily life revolved around farming, craft work, and religious devotion. Life in a medieval village was shaped by rigid social hierarchies, a predominantly agricultural economy, and the rhythms of the seasons and religious festivals. A typical village consisted of several dozen modest homes clustered around a church, a manor house, and open fields. The manor house belonged to the local lord, who owned the land and had authority over the villagers. The church was the heart of the community, not only as a place of worship, but also as a center for gatherings, festivals, and important announcements. Narrow dirt roads connected homes, fields, and communal spaces, while forests and meadows provided additional resources like wood, berries, and wild game. The village's social structure was clearly defined. At the top stood the lord of the manor, a nobleman or wealthy landowner. Beneath him were free peasants, villeins, and serfs. Free peasants rented land and paid dues, while serfs were legally bound to the land and required to provide labor, a share of their produce, and additional taxes. In exchange, they received protection and the right to cultivate small plots for their own families. Peasant homes were simple and functional. Built from wood, wattle, and daub, or stone, they typically had 1 or 2 rooms, dirt floors, and thatched roofs. A central hearth provided heat and a place to cook meals. Windows were few and small, making homes dark and smoky. Furniture was basic: wooden benches, stools, tables, and straw-stuffed mattresses. In winter, families often brought animals inside for warmth. The village economy centered around agriculture. Villagers grew wheat, barley, oats, rye, beans, and vegetables. They raised livestock: cattle, sheep, pigs, goats, and chickens, for meat, milk, wool, and leather. Farming techniques were primitive: wooden plows pulled by oxen or horses, hand tools like sickles and hoes, and crop rotation to preserve soil fertility. Productivity was low, and poor harvests could quickly lead to famine. Crafts and trades were also vital to village life. Blacksmiths forged tools and horseshoes, carpenters built carts and furniture, weavers made cloth, and bakers supplied bread. Women played key roles in household production, spinning wool, brewing ale, making cheese, and baking. Some villages had small markets where villagers traded surplus goods. Villages located near trade routes could grow into bustling centers of commerce, but most remained largely self-sufficient. Daily life followed the cycle of seasons. Spring brought plowing and planting. Summer meant weeding and harvesting hay. Autumn was the main harvest season, and winter was a time for repairing tools, spinning wool, and preserving food. Workdays were long, beginning at sunrise and ending at sunset. Men and women worked side by side in the fields, though women also managed domestic chores and childcare. Children contributed from an early age, helping with farm tasks or learning crafts. Formal education was rare. Most knowledge was passed down within families. Religion was central to every aspect of life. The Christian church influenced moral behavior, education, and community activities. Villagers attended Mass every Sunday and on holy days. The local priest baptized infants, performed marriages, heard confessions, and conducted funerals. Religious festivals like Christmas, Easter, and the feast days of saints punctuated the year with celebrations, including feasting, dancing, and games. The church also collected tithes, usually 1/10 of a family's produce or earnings. Despite the strong sense of community, medieval village life was harsh and precarious. Disease was a constant threat. Poor sanitation, malnutrition, and primitive medical care meant that even minor illnesses could be fatal. Epidemics like the Black Death in the 14th century devastated entire villages. Famine was another danger. A single bad harvest could cause widespread starvation. Warfare and raids also brought destruction, especially in border regions or near contested territories. Some villages built defensive structures like wooden palisades to protect themselves. Still, the medieval village provided its residents with a sense of belonging and mutual support. Community events, shared labor, and religious observances strengthened social bonds. Life was difficult, but people found comfort in traditions, faith, and family ties. Skills, stories, and customs were handed down across generations, ensuring continuity even through times of hardship. The medieval village was more than just a collection of houses and fields. It was a vibrant social organism. Although most villagers lived in poverty by modern standards, their close connection to the land, their community, and their faith sustained them. The legacy of medieval village life continues to influence rural communities today, reminding us of the resilience and endurance of ordinary people in the face of adversity.